Hello everyone, I'm Anuradha, working as a test engineer in a SaaS startup based out of Chennai. I'm glad to meet you all via WomenInTesting platform. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share my thoughts on expectations of business stakeholders on us testers. So, to start with, what is a business mission? It is to solve users or customers' problem, probably in a large scale. We testers need to understand the business, the problems we are solving, and strategize our testing efforts to provide a business value to the stakeholders. So, how do we provide this business value? Let me share a few pointers that has helped me in this 10 years of testing career. The first point that I want to mention here is like by assessing the impact. Assessing impact can be broadly classified into assessing the product, assessing the impact on the product, or assessing the impact on the user. So, how this can be done? Uh, this can be easily done by asking a variety of questions before you take up a QA cycle of a release or a product feature, etc. So, let me give a set of sample questions that I have come up with. What is the business problem that we are trying to solve with this feature, and how will the story bring value to the business, and who are our end users? What were their pain points? And are we? What are the pain points that we are trying to address with this particular release or with this particular feature? And so these kind of questions and getting answers for these questions will definitely help add business value to the project. And your product owners will be impressed. If you focus on these points, these questions and finding answers, and enhance your tests towards that. The second pointer that I want to mention here is the reporting. The test report and or the documentation of tests that was done for a particular release or a feature. A report with the number of test cases that was executed for the cycle, a pass-fail count of the test cases, the number of bugs that was identified or found in the cycle, or the number of test cases that was automated. Those are not going to help your product owner or product manager make a decision on a release. So, a good testing report would be a release report that covers the issues and observations, articulates well your tests that was done. Done, and the data, test data that is available, that is made available to the product owner to help or to aid the decision that can be taken on the release. That would be adding a very good business value for the stakeholders. We would all have been in a situation where we would have raised blockers on a functionality or P1 issues raised against a cycle, and argued with the developer to get that fixed. Despite all this, the release would have happened. It would have gone through. We would all be wondering, what is the point in identifying those P1 issues? I have raised these blockers, but I never expected this release to happen. Step back a little and analyze. Probably those were not real blockers for your customers. Those were not, frequently used flows of your feature or the product itself. So analyzing the impact. Those bugs didn't had an impact on the product or on your customers. So how this can be rectified? Talk to your PO or the PMs regularly. Get their continuous and frequent feedbacks on your test cases and test reports. Whether am I providing the business value to the project? Is the test reports providing the necessary support for a release to be done successfully? So constant feedback from your PM and PO is vital in enhancing the business value of testing. and of course participate in demo sessions with your customer success team and your sales team. You can find the pain points of your customers. I mean, what were their frequently used flows, and you can tweak your test cases or generate new business facing tests that can add value. And of course, like, there are apps available in the market to record and stream the live sessions of your customers, wherein you can see what is the path or the flow your customers do frequently. Identifying all these will definitely help your test to be more useful, instead of clicking the buttons here and there, navigating back and forth. Those are not actually flows. The business flows, testing the business flows and identifying the issues there will definitely be adding value to the business, and your stakeholders feel that testing is providing the necessary business value for the product and your project. Thank you for this opportunity. See you all.
Hello, I'm Pricilla, and I work as a senior QA engineer for Preliminary Services Malaysia. Thank you for having me today. And ask the question, what does business stakeholders expect from testing? So I'll be sharing my view on this. So as a business user, they'll be thinking too much towards the user experience, right? So they want the application to be more of user friendliness and more of it should have a better user experience. So that is their top priority. Say for example, the tooltips, the localization text, the locations of the icons in a page, and it's like more of the user, because in end of the day, their satisfaction means everything, right? So we don't want to have the frown face over the user. So they always stand in the shoes of the user, and they want to test, and they want to do the testers also to do the same. And it's not just about the component testing or standalone component or standalone service as such. They want as such more of a flow and the connecting bridges, because we know when the two different systems are connecting, there are more chances of the defects and the failure as well, right? So we want to think in that aspect, and we have to be as a connecting bridges between the multiple systems when there is a communication between them, and we need to think in that aspect, because as a standalone system that will be working fine, but we know when we integrate it, there will be definitely a flaw, and it's not just the visible defect. Definitely there will be a defect just because, like, how to say, a logical miss or something. So they want to think in that aspect as well, and more of the error messages. So say for example, we will be worrying that the functionality is not working as such, but the business people will be worrying, oh my god, this is not the message to be displayed to the user, it has to display something else. So if you see this example, the view is totally different, right, for us and them. And but saying all of this, I know like this all matters to business, but I couldn't agree more that the testers nowadays, like, we are totally in an advancement of the technologies and the growth, right? We started to think about the real users. We are not just testing the applications. I can definitely say that, because we are using the similar kind of apps in our day-to-day life. So we know what went wrong, and this can be better, and this is how the user will prefer, instead of right swipe or left swipe. So these kind of features we can literally tell and how it is working, right? So that happens because we already started to think as a user, and we started to respond to the developers. And so overall, the user experience is what the business stakeholders expect from you. Other than that, think about a logical flow, because that means a lot. And other than that, I wanted to add up one more thing. So saying all these things, it doesn't mean that the tester has to be blamable for all the things. Just make sure that it's a combined responsibility, because if the business is also talking too much about the user experience and the user friendliness, and the tester is also started logging defects on the user friendliness or the user experience mode, but still the developer is so much focused towards the functional thing, that doesn't work good. Your end product is still not matching your criteria. So what you have to do, so it's a combined responsibility. You should make feel the developers also the same way, that the user experience is mandatory for this application. Maybe a similar kind of application, we can have a demo and we can just tell them like, this is how it's needed, and even if this functionality is not even ready, is fine, but the already the one which has been ready should be like, should have a very good look and feel. So this is my take on this, and I would like to thank for this opportunity. Thank you so much for having me today. Other than this, I just want to add one common note. In this pandemic, I know already like how many women are like juggling work and home. They are really like doing the best, right? So I just take this moment to celebrate every woman around this world. So we together make this world a better place. Okay? Cheers, and just stay away from negativity and take care of your health. And thank you for this opportunity again, Test Chat community and Women in Testing. I hope to see you guys soon in one of my another video. Thank you.